I truly think that I just stopped caring. Hi, my name is Joseph, and today I'm going to be discussing how I escaped the need to fulfill material desire in such a material society. And that's a really big thing because everywhere you look in our country, they're saying spend more money, spend more money, spend more money. You need a bigger house, you need a bigger apartment, you need a bigger car, you need a nicer car, you need more features, you need a larger TV, you need the 4K. I mean, the list is endless as to what society will tell you that. And 3 things grew out of that I want to share with you guys today that really helped me escape this need, this desire to have the latest material things. So the first thing is my value. When I was in college, I had several cars. I was blessed that I was able to stay at home. I was working a decent job at the time, so I was making a decent amount of money for a college student. And I had a bunch of cars. I went from having a Tacoma, I've had a brand new Jeep, I've had a Toyota Corolla brand new off the lot. I mean, you guys, if you follow the channel, you've seen the cars that I've had. And after every car purchase, I thought that it would be different. I thought that I would feel something different this time. I thought that this would be the epitome of who I am as a person. And I would feel that way for a couple of weeks, but then it would fade. I would be like, it's just a car. And this was even with the Jeep. I had the Wrangler where I took the doors off, I took the top off. It was a blast. I loved it, but at the end of the day, I just began to feel dull about it. It's just a car. So my values changed, and I craved that attention that came from having the Jeep, that came from having a Lexus, that came from having a brand new Tacoma. I craved that attention because you do get a lot of attention, especially in the Jeep. Those of you who know. And if you're a guy and you have a Jeep, oh yeah, I mean, it's basically over. You pull up in a Jeep and then you pull up in a Honda Civic, it's just two totally different perceptions that people are gonna have about you. But I started to realize as my values changed, that type of attention that I was getting wasn't the type of attention that I really wanted to. I wanted to form solid, genuine connections for who I am as a person, not because of this vehicle that I own, which is gonna rust, rot, and deteriorate over time anyways. Also, as the product child of 2 certified public accountants, money, credit, finance, all of that stuff has been just preached to me my whole life. And so in a small way, maybe I was being a bit rebellious by going and making all of these different purchases, but at the core of who I am, I was brought up and raised to be financially savvy and financially responsible. And the things that I was doing wasn't aligning with my highest value for people. And so here I am trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to have these demonstrations of material wealth when that's not what I saw growing up. That's not at its core who I am and what I truly value. And so as I started to make my way back to my highest values, I just started to just have this feeling of who really cares, and does it really matter what because wealth is not determined by what make and model vehicle you have. Wealth is a metric. It is a number. It is when you look at your bank statement and you see a certain amount of zeros, that determines your wealth. Not if I have the biggest mud tires or the nicest winch on my Jeep. Which those things are nice. Not hating on people who have a Jeep. There's nothing wrong with having a Jeep. But I realize that that does not mean, that is not a demonstration of wealth in and of itself. The second thing that really helped me move away from materialism was an encounter that I had with a phenomenal woman who I will never forget. I don't even know this lady's name, but she changed the trajectory of my life forever. She told me that the greatest investment that you can make in this life is within yourself. And that changed the game forever. Because at this time when I met her, I had pulled up in a 2016 Lexus, brand new basically. And I was showing off that status and so forth that, you know, I have a luxury vehicle and so forth. And she just pulled me aside. She was like, you know, I'm talking to her and she's like, hey, I didn't get to this point where I have certain things in my life. I didn't get to that point until now. I'm 40. You're 23. You're trying to put the water before the horse. I invested into myself. I did X, Y, and Z. I sacrificed so that, yes, it's 40 and I'm just now getting to the point where I can go and do this and I can go and do that. But I invested into myself first. See, what you're trying to do is you're trying to have all of these things, and along with trying to have all of these things, you're going to forget what's most important, and that's you. And investing into you is going to yield you higher profits, higher levels of satisfaction, higher degrees of happiness in your life than owning this 2016 Lexus ever will. And that sunk on me for a minute, and I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know this lady at me. Who do you think she's talking to? But then I put my pride aside and I'm really taking in what she's saying. And I just had to concede, like, she's right. I think the final thing that really got me, and this is the most important one, but it's true, it's a country saying. My dad used to always tell it to me. He said, boy, you better stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. And, you know, I ain't country. You know, he raised me in the city. I'm from the city. So, you know, he telling me this, and I'm like, I mean, what is he saying? So he broke it down for me. He said, son, the Joneses is the people who get the new cars every year, who upgrade to the new house every couple of years, who got the nicest gadgets in their house. You trying to keep up with the Joneses. But little do you know, the Joneses ain't got nothing worth keeping up with anyway. And that sunk in with me because I realized in that moment that nobody really cares what you have. It's a pivoting contest. Oh, I'ma outdo you. Oh, I'ma outdo you. I'ma outdo your house. I'ma go get me a bigger house. I'ma outdo your car. I'ma go get a bigger car. You know, that's what it's about. It's not about, okay, do I really want this car? Do I really want this house? Do I need this house? A lot of times with the stuff that we buy, it is to impress other people who really don't care about what it is that we have. It's a saying, I think Dave Ramsey says it. We buy things to impress other people who we don't even know, who don't even know us, and couldn't care less about what it is that we have. I think it goes something like that. I'm probably not saying it right, but you guys get the point that I'm making. We buy stuff to impress people that we see on the road. We ain't gonna never see these people again. But we didn't win $60,000 in debt for it, $50,000 in debt for it. Sometimes even I didn't see a man. I didn't understand this, y'all. I'm in the dealership. I was selling back one of my cars. I see a guy getting ready to buy a $100,000 F-250, F-350, whatever it is, quarter-ton truck, three-quarter-ton truck, and he's just ecstatic. I'm like, I ain't never seen you. Got to be insane. You are ecstatic to go $100,000 in debt? I hope you pulling hot shot, buddy. I really do. I hope you pulling hot shot. But this is what we do in our society, and we aren't making anybody else wealthy except the people who own these corporations. Yeah, Ford love that. Yeah, BMW, they love that. Mercedes-Benz, yeah, they love you. The builders of these houses, they love you when you come and buy these new construction homes. They love it. But instead of fueling somebody else's wealth, how about you fuel your own, create your own wealth? That's what is really most important. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Joseph, and until the next time, I'm out. Peace.